Hello everybody, today back in another video. Alright my tennis fans all around the world, I have just come home from work and it is really late here in Sweden, but this is the only time I actually have to do a preview about the Australian Open 2024. Yeah baby, you heard it right, it is Grand Slam time. It is the first Grand Slam of the year, which is just around the corner, which is of course Australian Open 2024. And the draw has came out. I have just came home from work, like I said. I have watched the draw for half an hour, something like that, and I have made my decisions. You, my tennis fans all around the world who follow my channel, know how this works. I will do a top 8 favorite list, 8 to 1. I will start with the 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then I will reveal the number one player that I believe will be the last man standing. Alright guys, without any further ado, let's get into this list. On my number 8 spot, I was not quite sure about him because he has some kind of injury concerns with his back, but he usually plays really good at Australian Open, and is actually a former Australian Open finalist from last year. You probably know by now who this player is. On my 8th place, my tennis fans all around the world, I have Stefanos Tsitsipas. I was thinking maybe not to have him on the list, but especially if you look how his health is and his injury concerns. But I don't think he has super serious injured in his back. I don't think he's super fit or healthy, but I think he at least is 85% healthy, maybe even 90%. I don't know the dude, but I just couldn't have him outside my list. I have him on my 8th place. I think he can make it to a quarterfinal. He should make it to a quarterfinal. His draw, his first round opponent is a really tough one. Yeah, he's not in the shape of his life, but he's a former top 10 player. He's a former Wimbledon finalist from 2021. Yeah, it was in 2021 that I will reveal his name. It is Matteo Berrettini, of course. That is a really popcorn first round match. Maybe one of the most hyped first round matches we have in the draw between Tsitsipas and Berrettini. So that will not be an easy opponent for Tsitsipas, especially Berrettini. If he gets his serve going, he can be untouchable on serve. Berrettini can take the racket out of your hand if he gets his serve, if his serve is on fire. But I have Tsitsipas as the favorite there because Berrettini has been injured a lot the last year or so. So I have Tsitsipas coming through there, but that can definitely go for 4 or 5 sets. So Tsitsipas, first round opponent is Berrettini, then second round opponent Thompson, not easy one there either. Thompson, who played really good tennis in Brisbane, defeated Nadal there after 3.5 hour epic battle. Then in the third round, Tsitsipas can face a shot maker like Musetti. That Musetti is not easy, but I have Tsitsipas as the favorite there. And then in the fourth round, Tsitsipas can potentially face players like Cilic or Fritz. Most likely, I believe it will be Fritz, not Cilic. Cilic is just coming back from injury, so I'm not counting with Cilic making to a fourth round. But I believe more in Fritz. So there you have Tsitsipas road. Alright, we go to the number 7. So here is the player I'm pretty convinced when I think about it, because I've done YouTube videos for 5 years now. I actually, guys, if you don't know that, we have 5 years anniversary, because I started my first ever YouTube video 5 years ago, exactly at the Australian Open 2019. So in all these 5 years that I've done videos and predicted Grand Slams and Masters, mostly Grand Slams. I don't do preview videos for all the Masters, but I try to do for all the Grand Slams. At least I've done in 5 years now. I've never had this dude on this list, but I don't know. I feel that he deserves to be on this list now. I've been impressed from him, especially in this in this early of the season, in the first couple of weeks of the season is really, we are just start of the season, but he has played really good tennis. And defeated both world number 1 and world number 2. You know by now who this dude is. Even though that I don't take his victories too much of a serious against the world number 1 and world number 2. And the player I'm talking about is Alex de Minaur. He defeated Djokovic in the United Cup, but Djokovic had wrist injury, at least wrist problems. So I don't think Djokovic was playing that match like his life was on the line. So, but he defeated Djokovic. That is always a big, good thing to do, to say the least. Then he defeated Alcaraz in an exhibition match. I don't take that match very serious either. But he plays good tennis in his home country, de Minaur, and he played really good tennis in United Cup. So I believe de Minaur, he deserves to be on my top 8 favorite list for the first time ever. Will he prove me right? I'm not super confident, but if he goes to the quarterfinal, I will not be shocked. I have a feeling that he might do that. Look guys, all these 8 players I have on my top 8 favorite list, they will, all 8 of them will never go to the quarterfinals. It has never happened. I've had as best result 7 right, if I'm not mistaken. 7 right, that is the best I've had, I believe, through these 5 years that I've done videos. So to predict all these 8 players and being right in all 8 of them, that those will go to the quarterfinals, will not happen. But I believe de Minaur has chance to go to the quarterfinal. His road, Raonic is a really tough first round opponent. Raonic with that huge serve, he can take the racket out of de Minaur. I will not be shocked if de Minaur gets knocked out in the first round against Raonic. If Raonic is like Berrettini, both Berrettini and Raonic, both of them can take out my players that are in 8th place, which is Tsitsipas, and the other player is that are in 7th place, which is de Minaur. Both Berrettini against Tsitsipas and Raonic against de Minaur, they both can knock these players out. They can do that. But I'm not predicting them to do that. So I'm predicting that de Minaur will defeat Raonic. Raonic's chance is just to make a lot of first serves and just to win as many points as possible behind his serve, both first serve and second serve. If we get rallies, de Minaur will win 7 out of 10 points. Whereas de Minaur is much better than Raonic from the baseline. So Raonic is first round. Then in the second round, Arnaldi, a tricky Italian opponent who made the 4th round at the US Open last year. And then 3rd round, he can face a player like Jerry, also is a big hitter like Raonic with huge serve, Jerry. And then as 4th round opponent, potential 4th round opponents, it can be Korda or Rublev. I think most likely Rublev. Rublev is a quarterfinal specialist. I believe he has made to 8 quarterfinals appearances in his career. Rublev, he's never made it to a semifinal appearance in a Grand Slam event. Rublev, so Rublev can for sure make it to a quarterfinal. He has done it so many times before. He has, like I said, 8 times. De Minaur, I don't think he has many quarterfinals appearances in his career in Grand Slams. I think he has maybe 1 or 2. I don't know. I don't have that correct number in my head. 1 or 2. That is maximum. De Minaur has been in the quarterfinal in Grand Slams. That is much less than Rublev. But I'm predicting that de Minaur will face Rublev in the 4th round and he will defeat Rublev in the 4th round. Maybe I'll be wrong. Who knows? Rublev, by the way, who just won a tournament in Hong Kong, a 250 class tournament. But that was a 250 class tournament. It was not a huge tournament. On my 6th place. Now we're on the 6th place. It's a very talented player. The future of tennis. We have 3 young dudes that are the future of tennis. That many tennis fans around the world talk about, and this player is one of them. The other 2 are Alcaraz and Sinner, which are, you can guess it by now, which are higher on my list. On my 6th place is the Danish player from Denmark, Holger Rune. Holger Rune, who is a very talented player from Denmark, has the whole package: forehand, backhand, serve, good returns, great athlete, big dude, hits the ball big. Especially his backhand is really, really good. In my opinion, his backhand is better than his forehand. He has a great serve, really good returns. But he has not had his big breakthrough yet. Yeah, he won a Masters 2 years ago in Paris in 2022, where he defeated Djokovic in the final. But he has not made a big run in Grand Slams. His deepest run in Grand Slams has been quarterfinals. He has never been to a semi-final. And I believe that the same thing will happen after the Open. He will make it to a quarterfinal, but not deeper than so. His first round opponent is a trick opponent. Is a player like Nishioka, who he doesn't have any weapons. Nishioka, and at least not huge weapons. But he doesn't have so many big weaknesses either. Besides his serve is not great. Nishioka, but Nishioka is a speed demon. He's a ball machine who almost never misses, so Nishioka will not beat himself in that first round opponent against Holger Rune. Holger Rune needs to do the job himself, and I think he'll do that. He will defeat Nishioka. Nishioka maybe will take one set, not more than so. Then his second round opponent is potential player like Jere or Fils. Fils, a very, very young, talented player from France, or Jere, one of those can Rune face in the second round. And third round opponent, he can face a player like Griekspoor. So Griekspoor is a dangerous player as well. So those sort of players that are in Rune's way in the second or third round. Jere, Fils, Griekspoor. And as a potential fourth round opponent, he can face players like Humbert or Hurkacz, most likely Hurkacz. So there you have Rune's way. Now we are in my top fifth. We are in the fifth place, and the player that I have in the fifth place is the highest quarterfinal candidate. And when I have the highest quarterfinal candidate, that means that of all four quarterfinal candidates, I believe in that player the most, who can survive this quarterfinal match. I've talked about this before, if you guys remember. When I have a player in the fifth place, that is a player that I think can win this quarterfinal match more than the other three that are 8, 7, and 6. And the fifth place, in this time I have Alexander Sasha Zverev. Sasha Zverev, we all know what kind of a player he is. Has a huge first serve, weak second serve, good returns, big ground strokes, both forehand and backhand. Hits the ball really, really hard. He's not the greatest mover. He tends to play really passive. He tends to play really too far behind from baseline time to time, according to me and in my opinion. So if he plays closer to the baseline, he can be even more dangerous, but he is dangerous. Alexander Zverev is dangerous. He can beat everybody in the world if he has if he has a good day on the office. So I like his draw. His draw is pretty decent. Kofner in the first round, Kwon in the second round, Lehechka in the third round. Lehechka can be tricky. So I believe that Sasha Zverev, his first two rounds, I don't think he will be in big dangers against Kofner and Kwon. But his third round opponent, Lehechka, he can be dangerous. He can be dangerous. And then as Lehechka or Nori can face in the third round. And then as potential fourth round opponents, he can face Lajovic or Ruud, Casper Ruud. I believe most likely will be Casper Ruud. Casper Ruud has actually played really good tennis in the beginning of the season in United Cup. But I don't know. I just don't trust the Casper Ruud in fast surfaces like Australian Open is. Casper maybe will make it to that fourth round. It is not impossible. Casper can definitely win his first three matches, but I just don't trust Casper in a clash with Zverev. I trust in Zverev more. So I think just the Zverev's big hitting from the ground, from the baseline, his big serving, he will just hit through Casper much more than Casper will hit through Sasha. So in a potential fourth round opponent between Zverev and Ruud, I predict Zverev winning that battle. So Zverev is on my 5th place. Alright, now we are in the semi-final stages. In this 4th place, I was actually thinking between 2 players. I will come to that later. Which player. I thought about that for about who to pick in the 4th place. I thought about for this decision to make 1 minute. 1 minute or so. I was not quite convinced about the player I will mention. The player who is in the 4th place is Daniil Medvedev. Daniil Medvedev is a 2-time former Australian Open finalist, 2021 and 2022. That 2022 epic battle, he almost won it. He should have won it in 3 sets against Rafa Nadal. Like we know, he was 2 sets to love up, and he had a couple of breakpoint opportunities in that middle of the 3rd set. But we all know what happened. Rafa turned that around and won that big battle in 5 sets. So Medvedev obviously plays really good at Australian Open with 2 final appearances here in the past. So I think he will do a deep run in the 2023 edition as well. In the 2024 edition as well. His first round opponent is a qualified. His second round opponent is Ruusuvuori. Ruusuvuori can be really dangerous. He's a really talented player from Finland. And then he can face a potential 3rd round Thiem or Felix. Thiem, we all know he's not the old Thiem that we remember. I'm doubtful that Thiem will even be in the 3rd round, to be quite honest. And Felix, he has been, what has the dude been the last 12 months? He has not been convincingly alpha. He has not been playing great tennis, and has been a lot of injured. So whoever Medvedev faces in the 3rd round, Felix or Thiem, I think one of them he will face most likely in the 3rd round. Medvedev is the big favorite there. Now, the decision I was thinking in my head who to have on the 4th place. I will mention the player's name now. Medvedev's potential 4th round opponent is Grigor Dimitrov. I think Dimitrov will win his first 3 matches. I am really liking Grigor Dimitrov's tennis for the last 8-10 months. He finished the season last year really strong with the Paris Masters final, which he lost against Novak Djokovic in straight sets. Then he started the season in great shape of form and won Brisbane without dropping 1 single set, if I'm not mistaken. So Grigor Dimitrov won his first title in Brisbane in 7 years. The last title he won was 2017, the ATP Tour Finals in London. And then 7 years later, he won the Brisbane title. And won his 9th title in his career. It is unbelievable that Grigor Dimitrov has only won 9 titles in his career. That kind of a quality player should have won much more titles than 9 that he has won so far in his career. So Grigor Dimitrov is coming here with really great shape, with really great form. He's doing so many great things. He's hitting his backhand really well, especially slicing his backhand really well. He's serving good. He's hitting his backhand good. He's moving good. He's playing really good tennis at the net. So I think we'll get that match between Medvedev and Grigor Dimitrov. And I'm not sure in the 4th round. And I'm not sure that Medvedev will win that. I really am not sure. So, and if Medvedev for some reason loses before the 4th round, I will have Grigor Dimitrov as my biggest favorite to make it to that semi-final. My biggest favorite. Anyway, I still believe that Medvedev with big serving, he has better serve than Grigor Dimitrov. He's better returns than Grigor Dimitrov. So the serve and the return battle will be won by Medvedev in that potential 4th round. So I still believe that Medvedev will defeat Grigor Dimitrov in that 4th round, but I'm not sure. So Medvedev will have his hands full in a potential 4th round match against Grigor Dimitrov. But Grigor Dimitrov is super dangerous, and he's playing his best tennis of his life. He's playing as good tennis as he did 7 years ago in that 2017 season. So Medvedev is my fourth round. It's my fourth place. All right, now we are in my top three spots. And you know, guys, by now, the top three players I will mention in all the predictions, in all the preview videos I do, those are the three players I believe the most, and those are the three players I truly believe that the title will be won by one of them. And that's why they are on the highest place. So on my third place, I have Jannik Sinner. Jannik Sinner, who ended the season really great last year, won the Davis Cup with his country, Italy, defeated Djokovic in that on the way in that Davis Cup triumph. In saving 3 match points actually. So Jannik Sinner is one of the 3 biggest favorites at Australian Open 2024 according to me. So, and his draw, he will face Van der Zandt. I don't know if I even pronounced his name right. I doubt that I did. It's a Dutch player. I will refuse to pronounce his name again because I will look really silly. That is his first round opponent. Then his second round opponent, he can face Baez. I think he can face Baez in the third round, something like that. And then in the fourth round, he can face Sinner can face Khachanov or Altmaier. He has a good draw. Khachanov, yes, that is the highest seeding player that Sinner can face before the quarterfinals. But Khachanov has not been playing superior tennis the last 12 months. He has had a lot of injuries the last 12 months. So I'm not counting that Khachanov will be that fourth round, to be quite honest. He can be that, but I'm not counting with that. Altmaier, he defeated Sinner at, I believe, French Open last year, if I'm not mistaken. But Sinner is a different kind of player now than he was 6, 7, 8 months ago. He feels more composed. He's serving better. He's hitting. He's playing with better. He's making better decisions. He's showing better shot tolerance. He feels more confident in his entire game. So if he faces Altmaier, that potential fourth round Sinner, I think that Altmaier will not defeat Sinner again. So Sinner is on my third place. All right, now we are in the final stages of the tournament. The second place, and the second place is obviously the player I believe will go to the final. Who is that? That is Carlos Alcaraz. Carlos Alcaraz, yeah, the world number 2 from Spain, the 2 times Grand Slam champion, the player who didn't actually play at Australian Open last year because of injury. The last time he played Australian Open was 2022, where he lost in the third round again in a 5-set epic battle against Matteo Berrettini. So Alcaraz, his first round opponent is Gasquet. He will eat him alive in straight sets. Gasquet is finished according to me. He's 37 years old. So no, I'm not counting with Gasquet to trouble Alcaraz. Then Sonego, he can face Sonego in the second round. He can face Bublik in the third round. And then he can face Paul or Draper in the fourth round. Most likely, I believe Alcaraz will face Draper. Draper, who actually is playing a tournament in Adelaide. He just actually defeated Paul Draper in straight sets in that tournament. So I believe that Alcaraz will face Draper in the fourth round, not Paul. That is my feeling. Maybe I will be wrong. So I'm liking Alcaraz's draw. He doesn't have any nightmares on his way, on his first 4 matches. And then my number 1 player, who I believe will be the last man standing, the player who will win his 11th Australian Open title, the player who I believe will win his 25th Grand Slam title, the player that is, not only according to me, but according to many tennis fans around the world, no matter if you are his fan or not, and the player is the greatest tennis player of all time, and the player I'm talking about is of course, the world number one, Novak Djokovic. He's on my number one spot on this top 8 favorite list. Yeah, he's coming to this tournament with some kind of injury concerns with his wrist on his right hand, but I don't think he's injured. It is different being injured and it is different having some pain. To be injured, then you cannot compete, you cannot be in the tournament, you cannot play matches, you cannot practice. He has some pain, for sure he has, but we have seen this Hollywood story before. In 2021, yeah, he had problems with his, I think, with his thigh or something like that. No, it was not his thigh. In 2021, when he won that Australian Open in 2021, he had problems with his stomach, with his muscles here in the stomach. Despite that, he won the tournament. In 2022, he was not allowed to play. In 2023, last year, he had problems with his thigh, especially the first 3 matches, I remember. But somehow, he managed to win the entire tournament, and he dropped only 1 set last year, Novak Djokovic. So he coming into this Australian Open with some wrist problems. Yeah, I'm convinced that the trainer will be on the court. I refuse to believe, I will be shocked if Djokovic plays all his matches, no matter if he plays 7, if he goes all the way to the final, which I believe he'll do, or if he plays 4, or if he plays 5, doesn't matter how many matches he plays in the end of the day. The trainer will be on the court during this period of time with Novak Djokovic. He will be that, especially if he loses 1 set here and there. He will call in the trainer. But that doesn't mean that he's not a top favorite. For me, he's the top favorite. It would have been stupid to not have the 10-time Australian Open champion as the number 1 favorite coming into this tournament. Last time he didn't win Australian Open was 2018. 6 years ago. So he has won Australian Open the 4 last time he has competed. 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022 he was not allowed to play, and 2023. So the 4 last time that he has competed at Australian Open, he has won those 4 editions. So he's my number 1 favorite to win this tournament, despite having some injury problem with his wrist. His draw, his first round opponent is a qualifier. His second round opponent, he can face a big hitting like Popyrin from Australia. His third round opponent, we can have a really, really nostalgic match, a really great match if you look at the past. And the player I'm talking about is Djokovic can face Andy Murray in his third round match if Andy Murray wins his two first matches. If not Andy Murray, Etcheverry. I have a feeling that it will be Etcheverry in the third round for Djokovic instead of Andy Murray. I don't know, I have that feeling. Andy Murray has not made deep rounds at majors the last couple of years. The best he has done, he has won 2 matches. He has not been in the 4th round. Yeah, 2 matches he has been able to win in Grand Slams. One time in the last 3-4 years, Andy Murray. 1 or 2 times, something like that. But so maybe Andy Murray can win 2 matches, who knows? But I have a feeling it will be Etcheverry. But either way, it will be Etcheverry or Murray in the 3rd round. 4th round, he can face Shelton. Let's see who will hang up the phone there. Will it be Djokovic or Shelton? If they face each other in the 4th round, it will be most likely Djokovic. If not Shelton, if Shelton is not in that 4th round, it will be RBA. If not RBA is that in the 4th round, it will be Stan Wawrinka. But most likely it will be Shelton. Alright, so Djokovic is my number 1 favorite to win the tournament. So quarterfinal matches, I believe, will be between Djokovic and Tsitsipas. Djokovic owns Tsitsipas 11-2 the head-to-head. I believe that Djokovic defeats Tsitsipas if they face each other there, which I believe they will do. The second quarterfinal match is between Sinner and de Minaur. Sinner has defeated de Minaur before, so I believe Sinner will defeat de Minaur again, and Sinner will progress to the semi-final. The third quarterfinal match is between Medvedev and Rune. I believe Medvedev beats Rune. And then the 4th quarterfinal match is between Alcaraz and Zverev. I believe Zverev leads the head-to-head against Alcaraz 4-3, if I'm not mistaken. And last time they played each other, it was in the ATP Tour Finals in Turin, which actually Zverev won. But that was indoor conditions. Now it is outdoor conditions. It is totally different story. If they face each other in quarterfinal, which I believe will do, I think that Alcaraz defeats Zverev. Semi-final matches is between Djokovic and Sinner. Djokovic leads Sinner in the head-to-head 4-2, even though that Sinner won the last match they faced each other. But that was Davis Cup match. Grand Slam matches are a different story. When they face each other in Grand Slams, Djokovic has always defeated Sinner, and which has been 2 times they faced each other in Grand Slams, and both of those times has been in Wimbledon. Last year, Djokovic won in straight sets, and the year previous, in 2022, Djokovic won in 5 sets against Sinner. But Sinner is a different player now than 8 months ago and 15 months ago, 18 months ago. So let's see, maybe Sinner can give Djokovic a really hell of a run for his money, and he can do. I will not be shocked if Sinner defeats Djokovic, but I have Djokovic as the favorite in that matchup. The second semi-final match is between Alcaraz and Medvedev. Alcaraz leads Medvedev, I believe, 3-2 in the head-to-head. And last time they played each other was in the ATP Finals in Turin, which Alcaraz won in straight set. But last time they played each other in a major, which was US Open 5-6 months ago. That match Medvedev won in 4 sets. Alright, so then we have the final. I believe we will get the final between the world number 1, Novak Djokovic, and the world number 2, Carlos Alcaraz. Djokovic leads the head-to-head 3-2 against Carlos Alcaraz. They have not faced each other in Grand Slam match since Wimbledon last year, which Alcaraz won in a 5 sets epic battle, like we all remember. And after that, Djokovic faced Alcaraz 2 times in Cincinnati final, which was one of the best matches of the 2023, which Djokovic won after an epic fight in 3 sets. And then last time they played each other was in that ATP Finals in Turin semi-final, where Djokovic completely gave Alcaraz more or less a beat down. So I think we'll have a rematch of the Wimbledon final last year, and of course that final can go either way. If we get that final, it is not sure that we'll get that final. Both of these players need to win 6 matches each, and that is not sure. That is not a certainty. That is not a lockdown thing that both of them will win 6 matches each. Both of them will have challenges on their way. Both of them will get tested on their way. Both of them will have a really run of their money on the way. So, but I have a feeling that we will get it. I don't know. I have a feeling, but I'm not sure. Of course not. It's not easy predicting tennis matches. It's not easy predicting tournaments, because tennis is a sport with laser slim margins. 1 point here and there can decide matches. So let's see what happens. But Alcaraz, he's the future of tennis. For me, the future of tennis is, of course, Alcaraz, Sinner, and Rune. And the best of these 3 is Alcaraz, at least so far. It is him who has won 2 Grand Slam titles. It is not Rune. It is not Sinner. Rune and Sinner, they need to play their first Grand Slam final first. Rune, he needs to play his first Grand Slam semi-final to begin with, because he has not even played the semi-final in Grand Slams. Rune first. Sinner has played 1 Grand Slam semi-final in his career so far, which was Wimbledon last year. Alcaraz, he has surpassed that test. He is already 2 times Grand Slam champion. So Alcaraz, for me, is the best player from these 3, Sinner, Rune, and I believe Alcaraz will make it to that final. But let's see. It will be an exciting tournament to follow. Let's mention some dark horses. I have always some dark horses, players that I can do. Look, I don't know if I can have a player like Grigor Dimitrov as a dark horse. He's pretty high seeded, but I will mention his name. He's not, because I mention, when it comes to dark horses, I mention players that are not high seeded, but I need to mention Grigor Dimitrov. Grigor Dimitrov, he will be a player that I will follow. He will be a player that I have expectation from him, actually, to be honest. So Grigor Dimitrov is my biggest dark horse, even though he's 13 or 14 seed, something like that. So he's my bigger dark horse. Another dark horse, Murray. Murray is also a dangerous dark horse. Berrettini, can be a dark horse. Raonic can be a dark horse. To mention 4 dark horses: Grigor, Murray, Berrettini, Raonic, and then another dark horse, Draper, I believe, can be also dangerous dark horse. There you have 5 dark horses. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, see you next time. Peace.